Source: The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. The show starts with the third-year graduation party on the go. Everyone is enjoying their last moments in middle school. Some are crying and some are running around having fun. One person even gave away all of his buttons apparently. What were those buttons made out of, huh? And why would someone even give away buttons? Anyway, these are the fun times and possibly the last times these people meet each other, and as all of this is happening, there's our MC proposing to a beautiful girl right in the middle of the school. Ojou is our MC, and he is kneeling in front of this girl, Asakawa, hoping that she will accept his proposal and go out with him. MC, kneeling down, asks her if she will go out with her. How desperate is this guy though? Asakawa has no words and doesn't know what to say. She starts to utter some words and tells him that she likes him as well and would love to go out with him. MC cannot believe his ears. Is it even possible that Ojou gets a girlfriend? And yes, you were right. His ears were deceiving him. Asakawa instead is insulting and says she wants to puke after thinking about going out with him. That was rough. Heartbroken, MC is going home after the party. He starts to cry against a wall when his friend A comes up to him asking about what happened. He, by the way, knows it's again him getting rejected. How many times has this guy been rejected? He is not feeling so proud calling him his friend. He wants him to be a man, take it like a champ, and move on to the next girl. Asking about the number of rejections, we got to know that this was MC's 100th rejection. Wow, this guy is surely determined. MC just wants to feel loved and feel like he has a girlfriend who would throw love bombs at him instead of snowballs. He wants to hold hands and do everything a couple does for fun. Friend A knows this happens every time and there is nothing he can do, but it makes him wonder why MC gets rejected. He has looks and is very friendly. He is also very famous among boys and girls and is also very athletic, yet still he cannot seem to get any closer to getting a girlfriend. MC wonders the same and has no idea why this keeps happening to him. Friend A takes off saying he wants him to keep this streak continuing in high school as well. What kind of a friend this guy is? After having a cheerful talk with his friend, MC heads over to the shrine and asks for the signs. He wants to know if there is a love life written in his lifetime. He wants to know if there is a girl waiting for him and if he is ever going to be a couple. Suddenly, he hears a voice coming from the shrine. A head appears out of the donation box and it blows his socks off. MC thinks it's a thief coming to steal the donations, but it is an angel of love, that's all. Ha, so nonchalant. Just an angel coming out of a box to answer your very question. Convenient. He wants to tell MC about his future. He wants MC to know that his pick of chick is waiting for him in high school. At first, MC doesn't realize he is talking about a girl, but the angel explains it to him. His soulmate is waiting for him, and he will know who it is surely when the time comes. The angel is explaining everything and MC is repeating everything in a dramatic feel which pisses off the angel. He wants to say everything in time because some of his lines were cut from the manga apparently. Anyways, the angel continues to explain that women always know they have a soulmate, whereas men get to realize it gradually. And not all people get to have soulmates, which is why some people die single. MC is not going to one of them, he is going to make sure of that. Angel blows his head telling him that he is going to get 100 soulmates in total in high school, and he can choose the one he wants the most. Turn of events apparently. It's time for his next chapter and the high school is on. MC has enrolled in a popular high school and is heading toward it. The entrance ceremony is about to commence, so he runs to the ceremony. After attending the ceremony, it's time for him to find his classes. With a paper with class numbers written on it, MC is trying to find his class when he comes to an intersection in the main corridor. He is walking and two other girls are also coming from different directions focused in their own worlds. As they all come to the intersection, everyone slams into one another. Upon falling down, MC opens his eyes to see two beautiful girls he had collided with. Those two also look to see who it was, and suddenly, all three of them feel a shock run through their bodies like this was a thing meant to happen. MC quickly realizes that these two are one of those 100 soulmates, and he just knows it. All of them are just staring at each other and not saying a single word. MC gets up and asks if they are okay, and one of the girls starts behaving weirdly. She starts to behave like her ankle is hurt a lot and she cannot walk. She wants MC to take her to the nurse's office. The other realizes that she is just playing to go with him alone, so she starts to act as well. She also chooses the ankle thing, and MC is devastated knowing he just injured two of his soulmates. He starts to go haywire and starts punching himself, telling how bad a person has to walk to injure two beautiful girls like these. Both of the girls see him and ask if he is okay. They are standing up and MC sees that their ankles are just fine. But they again start acting like they are injured and want him to take them to the nurse's office. They are heading toward the nurse's office, clinging on to MC like butterflies to a flower. MC cannot believe all of this is happening. This is all like a dream to him. Anyways, one of the girls' names is Inda and the other one is Hanazono. Hanazono starts to cling on to MC much more, and Inda sees her. It pisses her off, so she starts to do it too. Both of them are in competition with each other, and all of this feels like a divine blessing for MC. They are just at the nurse's office when two girls walk by them talking about the outer lawn of the school. One of the girls is explaining how it is a clover garden, and it is said that if someone finds a 4-leaf clover and proposes to someone with it, there is a 100% chance of them accepting your proposal. They see this as an opportunity and run off to find that 4-leaf clover. MC is left wondering where they disappeared. Anyways, he spends his day at school and the day ends. It's now 4 hours after the finish time of the school and MC is just about to leave. He was helping a teacher find his spectacles that he had lost, so that is what caused him to stay this long. He is leaving the school wondering where those girls ran off to when he sees both of them still at the garden ground finding the 4-leaf clover. He notices how hard both of them are working to just find a clover. He is touched and decides to go to them. He gets down to the lawn and sees Inda there while Hanazono is somewhere else. She is sweating finding the clover and MC offers her a drink. Inda feels very shy accepting the drink. He asks about Hanazono, but Inda doesn't know where she is. Accepting the drink, Inda is still trying to maintain her tough character, but MC can see through her obviously. She is not good at hiding her feelings. MC wants her to go home as it is getting late, but Inda again mocks him saying she knows what to do, but thanks her as she is leaving. After Inda leaves, Hanazono comes back. MC offers her a can of drink as well. She is also feeling shy about accepting the drink, but suddenly gets a scheme to her mind. She wants MC to drink first so she can have an indirect kiss with him. Inda is losing behind Hanazono. She says that she cannot finish a can, so he has to drink half of it, but MC brought a small can as well. But somehow she manages to convince him to drink some of it. Taking the half-drunk can, Hanazono is about to have a sip of it for her indirect kiss when MC realizes what she just did. Hanazono is so ready for it but cannot stop shaking. She spills all of the drink on the floor and drops the can as well. She gets down to pick up the can, but it is too late. The drink is empty and there is nothing she can do now. MC offers her a napkin to clean herself when Hanazono grabs and holds his hand. The moment is very surreal for MC, and he has never felt this feeling before. Hanazono starts to confess her feelings and tell him how much she loves him. She knows it is too sudden, and it is only a day since they met, but she knows if she doesn't tell him now, she will regret it all of her life. She is head over heels for him and wants him to go out with her. MC has never had a girl ask him out, and all of this is a dream for him. He starts crying and doesn't know what to say. He is about to accept her proposal when Inda comes back. She has a lot of cans with her and freaks out seeing these have this romantic moment. She is furious seeing Hanazono making her move, and also behind her back. She starts to scold Hanazono while she behaves like she didn't know Inda also loved MC. But Inda heard her saying that she knew she was not the only one in love with him. MC starts to get really confused. He cannot believe Inda also loves him. Inda tries to cover her feelings and act like she doesn't like him a bit. "Why are you acting like you are really tough, my girl? Just go for it." MC is getting a lot of mixed signals when Inda also confesses her feelings for him. She tells how much she loves him as well and wants him to be her boyfriend. It is safe to say that this has never happened to MC, and he cannot believe a second of all of this. Hanazono and Inda come up to him and want him to tell them which one of them he is going to choose. He has to pick one of them, but MC knows there are a lot more soulmates to come, and he cannot just pick one of these two right now. He tells them that he will tell them tomorrow about his pick, and they have to wait till then. Back home, he is getting really crazy over this decision. How can he pick one of those beautiful girls? He still won't believe what just happened to him today and how two pretty girls confess their feelings to him. The god of love appears once again in this agonizing time for MC. He knows how hard it is for him to choose one of them, but he has to do it. MC asks about other people and how they choose when two of the soulmates happen to confess feelings together. God explains that everyone gets only one soulmate, but something tragic happened while writing MC's fate. After a bit of dramatic silence, he tells how he was watching his favorite program on the TV while writing his fate, and instead of writing one in the soulmate section, he wrote 100. 100 as in the score of the program he was watching. That has got to be one of the most hilarious reasonings ever to exist. MC starts freaking out more after getting to know what happened to his fate. The god also adds one more thing to his painting decision. He explains that if he chooses one of them, the other soulmates die automatically, and he doesn't have a say in this. This makes the decision even more difficult. How can he decide now that if he chose one the other will die? He is walking outside his house thinking a way to solve this huge problem when he gets an idea. He thinks that if he rejects both of them together and tells them around the corner, one by one, to go out with him without telling the other, it can work. He can do it 2 times without both of them even knowing the other exists as his girlfriend. This decision sounds more promising than letting one of them die. The next day, Hanazono and Inde are waiting in front of the school. They are waiting for the decision MC would have made by now. MC arrives and he is in hell of a bad shape. But he has an answer for both of them. Both of them are anxious about it and MC starts to speak. He kneels down and asks both of them to be his girlfriends. But this is not what he had thought the day before, right? Inde and Hanazono are freaking out hearing this. We get to see what happened after he thought of that strategy. He punched himself right in the face after thinking of that 2 timing behind back strategy. He would never disappoint himself with this because he knows how much effort goes into confessing your feelings to your love. He would never insult those feelings and lie to both of them, and that is how he decided that he would ask both of them to go out together. He wants both of them to be his 2 timing because he can't just let one be after rejecting them. Inde is absolutely mad after hearing this 2 timing thing. Inde starts to insult and call him crazy when MC pulls out 2 4-leaf clovers and offers them. They both cannot believe he would do that for them. Apparently, MC has been finding these all night. He asked the teacher he helped to let him into the school, and he managed to find not 1 but 2 of them to offer both of them. Inde again insults, saying he is acting like a child that believes in that superstition's beliefs. But MC was just trying to make them feel happy because both of them were trying to find one yesterday after school. He thought this was what they liked. This touches both of them, and they do not know what to do now. Hanazono gets up and accepts his 2 timing offer. She cannot love any other person after meeting MC, so she would rather be his 2 times than getting rejected. Saying this, she clings on to him, telling him that she expects him to treat her perfectly. Inde sees Hanazono again being the first and also goes on to cling to MC, accepting his terms. MC feels like crying having 2 girlfriends at once. Inde warns him that he has to treat her right, otherwise he will pay. He couldn't ask for more at this time. But there are 98 more soulmates to come now. What would MC do then? This is going to be a fun journey. The next day, we see MC talking to someone as he tells him how after a rejection streak that hit 100, he now has not only 1 but 2 girlfriends for the first time in his life. Turns out that our delusional hero was actually talking to a pole this whole time. Ojou then tells the pole that he is about to walk to school with the loves of his life. There, both of his girlfriends arrive, though it creeps Inde out to see how lonely Ojou is that he is talking to a mere pole right now. So Ojou tells her that basically he is going insane after finally getting his first girlfriend. Inde then offers Ojou that she can be his chatting buddy if the boy is that lonely. Well, since Hikari is here to compete, the girl immediately gets closer to her guy and holds his hand while talking about the weather. At this point, Ojou can't believe he is holding a girl's warm and soft hand, whereas Hikari reveals that she once read in a book that 90% of men enjoy locking hands with their partner. And deep inside, Hikari also starts to drive crazy as she feels the touch of a man. Since Ojou is all about equality, he makes the move and holds Inde's hand, and so they start walking. Hence, the 3 of them start to feel the joy of touch as they are walking. Furthermore, Hikari then tells Ojou that she would appreciate the fact if he calls her by her first name, and after stuttering, they both call each other by their first name and start to blush. So to join the chat, Inde aggressively calls Ojou and orders him to call her by her first name, which is Karain. Later, as they enter the school, they see a guy running for his life while the vice principal chases him. There, the girlfriend explains that the vice principal is infamously strict about school rules. Even if she catches someone running in the halls, that lady will chase that person to death. She low-key looks like that vampire woman from Resident Evil. Well, no shit, because she literally jumps onto that poor guy and French kisses the hell out of him. Apparently, that is how she punishes the students. She is a former sprinter, and therefore no one has ever escaped her kiss attack. She is also known as Sonic the Sketch Hag, as they are talking about kisses, so Hikari asks Ojou if he ever had any experience with kissing. So Ojou tells him that his mouth is still as virgin as his body, and with that statement, both Hikari and Karain get prepared to be the early bird and get the first kiss. At this point, we can literally see the rivalry aura revolving around them. During the lunch break, the trio goes to the rooftop, which seems empty. While Karain gets distracted by the cat, Hikari takes out lunch and starts to feed Ojou the lunch she prepared for him. The boy starts to drop tears after he tastes Hikari's lunch. Karain then snaps back and gives Ojou cookies that she baked specially for him. However, she starts to panic and pinches that cookie into Ojou's eyes. Hence, after tasting it, the boy starts to cry with one eye and tells her that he feels blessed. But the competition doesn't end there because Hikari brought some baki for him. Though, unfortunately, the ends are all snapped off, therefore they can't hold it in their hands. Basically, Hikari planned this because right now the girl is sharing the baki with Ojou mouth to mouth so her hands wouldn't get dirty. As Hikari starts to get closer to Ojou, Karain once again panics and ends up destroying Ojou's other eye as she blindly moves forward with baki in her mouth. Due to hair being crossed through Ojou's nose, the guy sneezes so hard that Hikari's baki breaks, and so does her plan. Karain then makes her move and tells Ojou that his eyes have turned red due to the cold, therefore she wants to suck the cold mouth to mouth. But Hikari pushes her away, and the girls get so lost in the conflict that Karain actually starts to choke Ojou so he would pass out and she would do CPR on him. However, that turns Ojou on to see how the girls are fighting to kiss him. So Ojou tells them that they could have asked him directly. Besides, the boy himself wishes to taste a woman. Since this fight is over who is going to kiss Ojou first, the guy tells him to calm down because he has a solution for that. Moreover, he reveals that he spent the whole night thinking about this and went through every possible scenario. Apparently, Ojou plans to blindfold the girls and kiss them one by one. This way, they both wouldn't know who was the first kiss, and so their conflict will be resolved. But that's not it. He even gives them a dice and explains to them the most useless game ever. Basically, both Hikari and Karain Ayane will have one spot each. However, the girls can switch places as they please, or they can roll the dice, and the one with the highest number will decide where she wishes to stand. And to avoid noticing their movements, Ojou will listen to music while facing the opposite direction. Next, after deciding their position, they will send a text message to Ojou and will tell him that they are ready. From there, the boy will roll the dice, and if he gets an odd number, then he will kiss the girl on the right, or else the girl on the left will be kissed. Though even Ojou will blindfold himself so even he wouldn't know who got the first kiss. Each round, Ojou will kiss both the girls. It's just a matter of sequence. Well, Hikari loves that idea, but Karain feels like this game has a lot of options for cheating. So Ojou then tells everyone to make a pinky promise to play it fair and square, whereas the punishment for cheating would be pinching a needle to the eye. And so it's time for the game. Ojou gets an even number, therefore he starts to walk towards the girl on the left. But due to being blindfolded, Ojou loses the direction and when to stop, so the boy uses his hand to avoid any bumping. Though somehow that hand ends up grabbing Hikari's big melon, and judging by the size, Ojou realizes that those puffs belong to Hikari. Since the rhythm of the game has been disturbed, Ojou takes off the blindfold of both girls and tells them that they have to start over. So on to the second round, as Ojou is approaching towards the girls. The cat starts to glare at Karain's panties and gets attracted by the two rope-tight thingy hanging from it. Therefore, the cat immediately rushes to her and starts to play with Karain's cat. It then starts to turn her on, and the tsundere lady literally kicks Ojou as he gets closer and calls him a pervert. Well, the kick wasn't enough for her, so she then starts to punch Ojou continuously in the face. And after beating the crap out of him, Karain realizes that it was actually the cat's doing. Hence, Ojou removes Hikari's blindfold and tells her that they have to go again. It freaks her out as she looks at Ojou's swollen face, and after trying countless times, they always somehow end up messing it up. And so, due to exhaustion, we see the trio lying dead and revealing that this was never as easy as they show in movies and TV. It pisses Karain off because she was telling them from the start that this stupid plan will never work out. However, no one listened to her at that time. So Hikari instantly taunts Karain that Ojou's plan was way too perfect, but the problem is with the people who were involved in the game. Another conflict then begins between these two as they start blaming each other for messing the game up. There, Karain mocks Hikari for always turning red whenever the game used to get interrupted. It makes her suspicious of what they both were doing. Whereas Hikari points out the fact that Ojou keeps getting more and more injured when he ends up with her, so she tells her to stop hurting her guy. Ojou then stops the girls before they would end up killing each other and tells them that he is the one to be blamed. Furthermore, Ojou runs away while calling himself a useless and inexperienced boyfriend, though both Hikari and Karain run behind him to find where he is going. And the moment everyone was scared of actually happens. The boy literally starts running in the hall and summons the vice principal for giving him the experience. And out of nowhere, the vice principal crawls her way to Ojou and jumps on the boy as he falls. Although Karain arrives right on time and she starts to actually choke the vice principal while Hikari shouts for help from the police. That unleashes the vice principal's lizard mode as she tells him that she doesn't wish to quit this job. Besides, this place is her source of income that she uses on smooching hot guys at the club. Therefore, she crawls away and leaves Ojou alone. The girls then ask Ojou the reason for this self-harm, so Ojou gets emotional and explains that they both kept fighting for the first kiss. Therefore, he decided to waste his precious first kiss. Well, at this moment, the girls feel so bad that they both point at each other and tell Ojou that he can kiss them first if he wants. They won't mind at all. Looking at the girls finally having unity, Ojou immediately hugs them together out of joy and decides that the trio will kiss each other at the same time. Though Ojou makes it clear that this way, both Karain and Hikari will end up eventually kissing each other too. At first, they both start to hesitate, but Ojou holds their hands and tells them to believe in each other. What's next? The guy will ask them for a threesome. And so, after so many hurdles in their day, the trio finally succeeds in becoming Ojou's first kiss. The next day, the trio goes to the library where both Hikari and Karain reveal that they are here to get cooking books so they can cook for their bae. While the girls are busy fighting over books, Ojou wanders around the library and stops by a book named Love, Heigaki, and Me. There he sees a little kid and weirdly, they both get zinged as they see each other. And just like that, another soulmate enters the chat. We listen to the story of Shizuka, who is a royal princess. She has been living her royal life, but was never satisfied by it. She has been living in solitude for most of her life. The thing is, she hates this kind of living and wants to go out and feel the air. She has never made any friends outside of this castle. This is one way of thinking about your luxurious life. She is explaining her life when we see her in the library of the school. She tries to reach for a book on the shelf, but someone else also wants the same book, so their hands hit together. It is MC, and he was reaching for the same book as well. Looking at Shizuka, the lightning crack happens once more and MC has another one of his soulmates right in front of them. Shizuka is blushing like crazy and starts to look here and there, but she is not saying anything. MC apologizes for hitting her hand like that, but he cannot stop feeling the emotions of a soulmate. He never guessed that he would be meeting another soulmate in the library. Upon asking who she is, Shizuka takes a book out of the shelf and makes words from it to talk to him. She tells him that she is from the royal family, but words make MC believe that she is the librarian. Shizuka is trying hard to make good sentences, but every sentence is not landing correctly. She asks if there is something she can help MC with. MC takes a minute to understand what she is saying, but when he gets it, he tells her that he is looking for a funny novel right now. MC told her by doing the gestures and not speaking, so she asked him through the book why he could not speak. He asks the same to her when she replies that she finds it hard to interact with people. She feels embarrassed as is going to get someone who can talk to him when he stops her. He wants her help with something. He tells her that he is looking for a book. MC likes the genre of romance normally and would love a story where two people fight nature to get together and live happily ever after. Shizuka knows just the books and starts collecting different books for MC to read. She is taking books from here and there. MC looks at her and wonders how this tiny girl is working so hard to help him in this matter. But she has collected a lot of books for him to read. That is too much hard work, by the way. She apologizes for overdoing it and asks him to take whatever he likes. But MC lets her know that he will read all of them as she picks them just for him. He wants to borrow all of them to read. He takes the books to the counter, but his library card is expired and is going to take a week before his new card is issued. Seeing MC in this state, Shizuka decides to give him her book. She loves this book, but seeing MC like this melted her heart. MC cannot believe she is offering him her favorite book. He doesn't know her name, so he asks her about it. Shizuka shows her ID and he gets to know that she is in the same class as him. He apologizes for never noticing her. MC leaves taking the book, and Shizuka is left smiling to meet her soulmate. On the other hand, Hanazono and Inda are currently looking at cookbooks to see if there is something good that will make MC happy. Hanazono found something but wouldn't let Inda see what it was. MC shows up and is surprised to see cookbooks in their hands. Hanazono explains that she is looking at things that she can make for him, but Inda keeps her character saying she is just improving her cooking skills. Even being a girlfriend didn't break her attitude. MC starts crying seeing his girlfriends work so hard to make him happy. At night, MC gets to read the book, and it is a story about a soldier named Kamakuru and a Princess Lo. Princess Lo appoints Kamakuru as her protector and a knight. He promises to protect her at all costs. There was an attack by a dragon and the princess was about to die when Kamakuru came to rescue her. He saves her from the dragon's attack and fights the dragon with all his might. Defeating the dragon, Kamakuru is a little injured and Princess Lo uses her magical powers to heal his wounds. They are alone in the forest and seeing Lo heal his wounds, MC looks at her and they both lock eyes with each other. They start their love journey right from here and give their hearts to each other. But difficult circumstances occur and Princess Lo is forced to marry somewhere else. She is crying on her wedding day when she is brought into the carriage. Kamakuru runs toward her but is stopped on the way. He asks if they can defy these moments to carry on their love, but there is nothing she can do. MC starts crying reading this story and is rooting for Kamakuru when the book ends. The story continues in Volume 2, but he doesn't have that right now. The next day, Shizuka is sitting in the class and opens her bag with Volume 2 inside. MC shows up wanting to thank her for the book when he notices the second volume in her bag. Shizuka, without saying a word, takes the book and gives it to MC. Because he loved the first one, but MC cannot take the second one without paying for the first one, so he asks Shizuka to come with him outside. Meanwhile, Inda and Hanazono are fighting with each other over some nuggets. They want to make something for him that bad. Outside, MC buys soda for Shizuka and thanks her for the book this way. They are on a bench, but Shizuka isn't drinking her soda. He tells her that he reads a lot of romantic novels, but the one she gave him was something else. He was panicking over the part where Kamakuru and Princess Lo had a misunderstanding. Shizuka starts giggling at how excitedly MC is talking about the book. She tells him that she is carrying the book from an early age and has kind of memorized it. He can understand seeing how easily she flips pages to find the perfect sentence for the instance. He praises how much she loves this book. He shares that he never reads a book again and again, but this is something special she has. Shizuka flips the book again and tells him that she doesn't deserve that praise, and it is just something that is natural to her. For some reason, MC asks to take the first book back and tells her that he will return the book after some days. She agrees and gives the book back. She thanks him for not shunning her personality just like that and understanding her. A little later, Shizuka is in the library all happy when the librarian notices her. Upon her asking, Shizuka starts freaking out and denying that she is happy. Every day, Shizuka has been going to school with the second volume thinking MC will ask for it, but it has been 3 days, and MC hasn't come to ask for it. She is very sad now and is just walking outside the school when she sees MC with Hanazono and Inda. MC is pretty sleepy and explains that he has been staying up late for some nights. This gets both of his girlfriends thinking that there is something fishy going on here. But Hanazono takes the chance and kisses him on the cheek, saying that she wanted to transfer some of her energy to him. It makes MC very happy and he hugs her tightly. Seeing this freaks the hell out of Inda, and she also wants to do the same now. She reaches ahead to kiss him too, but hits her head on MC's chin accidentally, who closes eyes without seeing where they are going. Shizuka is seeing them have this moment with MC and is just standing there with Volume 2 in her hands. She gets upset thinking how naive she is. MC already has girlfriends. She starts thinking of the time when her friends and family always hated how she talked to them. They always scolded her for being this kind of freak. She is sure that no one is happy to talk to her and will never be, so there is no point in keeping hope. How hard it must be for her man. I really feel for her. Embarrassed at herself, Shizuka is about to go home when she takes her bag from the class. MC shows up alone and is glad that she hasn't gone home. He asks her to sit with him and take out her smartphone. There is an app he wants her to install. Shizuka does exactly what he says and tells her to open the app. It's an ebook of the same volume one has borrowed from her. He explains that it was very hard for her to communicate with others by carrying the book with her all the time. She can just use this app to communicate now. She can select a text in there, and it will read the text using a synthetic voice. Shizuka cannot believe this and tries something. It works, and it just blew her mind how accurate it is. She could not believe that MC put all the text one by one with her hands to make sure she could talk this way. Well, that happens when you are in love. MC explains that it was pretty hard for her and the other person to communicate using the book. This way, they can look at each other while they talk. Now MC wants her to try communicating with him. Shizuka, feeling extremely sentimental, selects a text and it reads out. It says, "I love you." Suddenly, tears start dripping across the phone screen and MC realizes that this is something completely unique. Shizuka thanks him for not treating her like a freak. MC knows this is not that she is a soulmate and she has to save her. It is just that she is true to her feelings about him. He grabs Shizuka by the shoulders and tells her, "I love you too." That was very sudden. The next day, MC takes Shizuka with him to his other girlfriends and asks for their permission to make Shizuka his third girlfriend. Inda cannot believe he is even asking for it, but on the other hand, Hanazona starts crying seeing how loyal he is. She cannot believe that MC didn't drop them for his new love. This is also a perspective. Inda doesn't agree with all of this and feels like this is absurd. MC promises that he will never let any of them feel less loved. If he does, he will atone by committing seppuku. What are you, a samurai? Inda gets that he is serious about it and allows it. He still has 97 of the soulmates left to come. Introducing his third girlfriend to his previous two girlfriends, Hikari and Karain, they meet Shizuka, Rintaro's new girlfriend. Where you can't even make one girlfriend, some dude just made his third one. Rintaro, turning to Shizuka, says that she might already recognize Hikari and Karain as they are Shizuka's classmates. Adding to the conversation, Rintaro says Shizuka speaks through quotes from her favorite series. As Shizuka is a librarian, she loves to read books. Noticing her small little details, Rintaro tells Hikari and Karain about Shizuka. How Shizuka moves her toes while reading like a puppy's tail, depending upon the scene she is reading. Further adding on about cute gestures, Rintaro turns to Hikari, whom he loves when she puts her finger in her mouth when she's thinking. Could he be imagining something instead of the finger? She bites her finger when thinking intensely, which Rintaro finds hot. Rintaro then tells Karain about her cute gesture, the way Karain twirls her hair as if she is trying to brush off a compliment. Here the girlfriends start blushing like a red tomato, thinking Rintaro cares about them so much. While the girls are blushing, Rintaro adds on how he loves when Hikari pouts when she kisses and Karain gets so into it that she stops breathing while kissing. Coming as a shock to Shizuka, Rintaro has previously locked lips with his other two girlfriends. So shocking, as if she isn't Rintaro's third girlfriend. Seeing that Shizuka has lost her comfort, Hikari and Karain ask Shizuka if she is interested in kissing their boyfriend. Shizuka exclaims that it is her God-ordained destiny to stay chaste until marriage. Damn, God still does make girls like Shizuka. Rintaro, not minding that, says it's alright to take it slow for now, and he doesn't want to kiss until Shizuka is ready to kiss him too. Burning into jealousy, Hikari and Karain chomp down their food. As the three girlfriends sit with Rintaro eating their lunch, Hikari and Karain burst into a fight to feed lunch to Rintaro. While they fill up Rintaro's mouth with food, Shizuka quietly sits and eats her lunch. Later on, Hikari tries to talk to Rintaro and gets cut off by Karain that it's her turn. Karain taunts Hikari that she has been boring Rintaro. Hikari repeats the same words to Karain and they start fighting again like cats and dogs. Seeing them fight, Rintaro tells them to mind their personal space or they will end up kissing each other again. I mean, what boyfriend doesn't want to see that? Hikari and Karain start calling each other all the slang during the fight, while Rintaro notices Shizuka has been weirdly quiet, maybe because she's not comfortable yet. Of course, it's an uncomfortable position to be the third girlfriend. For that situation, Rintaro came prepared, or as he thought he was. To make someone open up to you, you must first open up yourself so they feel comfortable talking to you. Kind of smart coming from a man. Putting his plan into action, Rintaro takes out a deck of cards from his pocket and asks to play Old Maid with his girlfriends, and they agree with him. But to spice things up, the penalty for losing the game would be that the winner tickles the loser. Rintaro believes that laughter would make anyone open up about their emotions, at least it does to him. While the girlfriends begin thinking of something else though, they want to be tickled by Rentaro for him to touch them. So now, the girlfriends want to purposely lose the game to Rentaro to feel his big bony hands on their bodies. In the first round, Karain loses to Rentaro as she wanted to. As Rentaro begins to tickle her, Karain falls into such an awkward position, making it look like something fishy, that even Rentaro blushes. The second round begins and Hikari loses to Rentaro. Happily, she almost flashes her melons to Rentaro for him to tickle it, making him embarrassed. But as Rentaro begins tickling, she starts feeling hot and runs off. I'm not sure if they are even allowed to air this. Hikari starts feeling like she needs to pee and excuses herself in the corner. The winner of the third round, as expected, is also Rentaro. Now he has to tickle Shizuka, and she lets out a hearty laugh, making Hikari and Karain burn out of jealousy, wondering what attracts Rentaro to Shizuka. In the fourth round, they lost by Rentaro against Shizuka, even though Hikari and Karain tried so hard to win. Well, now they don't get to touch him, but a newcomer does. As Shizuka approaches to tickle Rentaro, instead of actually tickling him, she begins poking him and Rentaro begins laughing. Looking at this, Hikari begins thinking that the shy personality of Shizuka attracts Rentaro. Hikari thinks puppy dog eyes, cute gestures, and a highly pitched voice would attract Rentaro to herself. But it would make Hikari a poser, things that come naturally to Shizuka. Just by looking at her, one can feel the need to protect this fluff ball at all costs. In other words, Shizuka could make anyone feel like a father figure. On the other hand, it's visible that Karain is super angry at Shizuka as she got the chance to touch him, but is letting it go by just poking Rentaro. Both of them think that if they had that chance, they wouldn't be foolish enough to let it slide just like this. After being tickled by Shizuka, Rentaro excuses himself to the restroom to take a piss after laughing so hard. As Rentaro excuses himself, Karain turns to Shizuka in anger. Karain asks Shizuka why she is playing so dumb and would let slide at perfect chance to touch her boyfriend. To which Hikari's girl power comes into action and she takes a stand for Shizuka. Hikari tells Karain that she yells at everything, even if a hat falls, Karain yells at it. Then Shizuka, trying to explain herself, says that they both used to be Rentaro's first lovers, so Shizuka doesn't want to be on their way to Rentaro since she's a newcomer. Yelling at Shizuka, Karain adds that Shizuka is now a girlfriend of Rentaro and she doesn't need to hide her desires for Rentaro. To which Hiraki taunts Karain that this statement feels off to come from a person who would rather pick a fight than talk about her feelings. Those are some burns from Hiraki to Karain. To calm down Karain, Shizuka apologizes. However, it looks like Karain just wants to pick a fight with Shizuka. Seeing no way out, Shizuka finally says that she will now speak what her heart wants. Shizuka begins by telling Hiraki is feminine and knows how to carry herself with grace, and Karain is beautiful with eccentric features, bold and confident with her attitude. In comparison to both of them, Shizuka cannot even stand beside them. Her appearance is childlike, concerned about Rentaro's choice, and her personality is gloomy and reserved. Being moved by Shizuka, Karain apologized for her behavior and she just wants Shizuka to speak her heart out to Rentaro and not hold back because of them. On the other hand, Rentaro sees the scene from the window, inside the rooftop. When Shizuka was tickling Rentaro, he noticed that Karain was burning with anger and Hikari felt insecure. It turns out that the game Rentaro started with Old Maid didn't help him get his 3 girlfriends to become friends and talk about their emotions. So, Rentaro excuses himself to go to the restroom so the girlfriends can bond with him. As he steps out, Rentaro sees that even though Karain wanted to be angry at Shizuka, her message to her was helpful in opening up about her feelings. To ease up the fear Shizuka feels for Karain, Hiraki was there for her to take the bullet. Rentaro starts feeling emotional and happy about how the girlfriends have bonded together. Aw, something any man would want to see. Entering the rooftop again, Karain approaches Rentaro that they are doing the penalty round again, and this time Shizuka will properly tickle him. Hearing it, Shizuka finally decides to speak her mind, after being understood by the other girlfriends. Nervously, Shizuka approaches Rentaro and says that she wants to be kissed, and that she lied about the God-ordained chastity to him. Rentaro already had it figured in his mind. As she lifts her face to him, Rentaro finds Shizuka so cute that he begins patting her head. She pulls Rentaro near her and he kisses her, turning Shizuka red out of shyness. On the other hand, Hikari loves that Karain made Shizuka speak her mind. Now she might as well speak hers too. Karain asks what that means, and Hikari explains it to her. She approaches Rintaro and asks to be kissed. But before that, Hikari asks if she is still good for him, as Hikari felt insecure a few moments ago. Rintaro says that all three of them are beautiful in their own ways and kisses her too. Shizuka and Hikari, being dazzled by Rintaro's love, stand there as Rintaro turns to Karain. Her ego being in the way, Karain says she doesn't want anything, but Rintaro hugs her and tells her she's cute when she's flustered. Karain blushes at it and begins playfully hitting him. As Karain hits her final blow, Rintaro says that he wants to kiss her. Does she want to kiss him too? Karain, being shy, still agrees with him, and Rintaro kisses her too. Standing there, Hiraki, Karain, and Shizuka, still feeling the effect of Rintaro's kiss, they see Rintaro gazing at them. Hiraki asks what's the matter, to which Rintaro says he feels like the luckiest man in the world. Anyone would feel the same if they had 3 girlfriends at the same time. He explains that all 3 of them are the best girlfriends Rintaro could have ever asked for and thanks them for being like that. Hiraki, Shizuka, and Karain say that they feel the luckiest girlfriends too. Well, did not know splitting a man would be a great feeling. Laughing at the tics of speech, they all let out a hearty laugh. Today, the results are posted in the hallway, and there is a huge crowd of students waiting to see their results. Hanazono, Inda, and Shizuka are waiting in line as well, but MC is nowhere to be seen. Inda wonders when he is going to come back, as he has gone to get his mobile he forgot at his desk. Inda wonders what it is with his smartphone that he went to get it right when the results are posted. Hanazono and Shizuka failed to relate to her thoughts, as they both realize the importance of the smartphone. Shizuka adds that MC told them about his mobile phone being the most important thing to him, as it has pictures of him with all 3 of his girlfriends, and he cannot afford to lose them. So basically we are looking at a simp boyfriend. MC reaches the classroom and enters to find his mobile right where he thought he would find it. It is on his desk, but something else takes his attention. He sees some girl on her desk reading a textbook. It is his class fellow called Ai. She looks like a nerd, to be honest. MC asks her if she is coming to see the results. MC is confused when he gets the answer. She tells him that seeing the result is meaningless, as she already knows she is the top scorer. Saying this, she turns around and looks at MC. This is it. She is one of MC's soulmates, as they get the crackling feeling right when they look at each other. This leaves both of them silenced and stuck in their place, but Ai controls herself and gets back to reading. MC wonders how it is possible that he has a nerdy soulmate, but he has to respect nature and go with the flow. As there is something else he can do, he leaves the class and gets back to see the results. After checking the results, we see that Hanazono came 25th out of 240 students. Shizuka got 44th position, while Inda got 87th. Our MC is just 1 below Inda at 88th. He rubs the heads of his girlfriends, telling how proud he is when he suddenly remembers what IA told him. He looks at the results and sees that IA did come first with a perfect score of 700. She got the perfect score on all of her tests. He asks his girlfriends if they have heard about IA. They all know that it is a girl from their class, but hardly anyone knows her. Shizuka says that she is always by the window reading her book, while Inda believes her to be an AI machine who can answer anything thrown her way. In the next class, MC and II got to be partners, and they had to perform the practical. MC went to get the microscope. When he gets back, he finds II copying the exact diagram rather than doing the actual practical. She feels like copying is the best thing, as practicing what scientists have already done for them is useless. The teachers come and they have to do something now. So IA starts looking at her textbook through the microscope instead of the actual subject. MC asks why she is focused more on the book instead of the onion when she tells him that the textbooks are more efficient to read, and she fails to find anything illogical in that. This gets MC thinking and realizing that maybe this kind of behavior has gotten her the reputation of an A machine. After failing to get IA to do the right thing, MC gets back to working on his own. He is drawing something and has to use the blade when he accidentally gets a small wound on his finger. He gets up and goes to the sink right next to IA to clean it up when she grabs his hand and starts sucking on the wound. Now what am I watching again? Is this girl a nerd or something else? She feels like applying saliva to this small wound is much more efficient than getting a bandage. This leaves MC quite freaked out. He cannot think straight and feels like he is having a dream. This beautiful girl sucking on his finger cannot happen as she is too pretty to be doing this. He cannot stop staring at her smooth skin, beautiful lips, and everything else. Well, no one could. Ai is having fun with MC while MC's girlfriends are right behind him doing their practicals, having no idea what is happening to their boyfriend. After the class, Ai is heading outside the school when MC runs to her and says thank you for helping her in the class. MC expresses he wants to repay her in some way and asks if she wants to get a soda or something. Ai strikes back telling him that soda is not the best way to hydrate yourself and definitely not the most efficient way. This girl wants everything to be efficient. MC tells her that he wants to get to know her if she doesn't mind. She doesn't mind, but then again she feels like this is meaningless. MC refuses to take this as an answer and tells her that this is the way life is supposed to be lived. She should have some fun once in a while and should get out of the books for some time. But these things are meaningless to Ai, and she keeps grinding him down saying life is not supposed to be a fun thing. Life is meaningful when you have a prospect for your future, and you cannot do that without being efficient in your academics. This gets to MC, but he again forces the point that fun is the way to live life and not what Ai is telling him. She leaves saying that this whole debate is also meaningless and they should go their way for now. At home, Ai is studying and speedrunning some math when she breaks the pencil nib accidentally. We see that Ai is blushing for the very first time and her focus is not on the thing she is doing right now. She wonders why the hell she sucked on MC's finger. What got to her was that she couldn't help but do that. To get her focus back, Ai starts writing down P and she is happy. But suddenly, she again feels disturbed and starts writing down P again and again, but she cannot get her focus back. This is bad and this has nothing happened to her. The next day, Ai calls MC because she has something to tell him. She and MC are alone in the class when she tells him about her being in love with him. She wants MC to go out with her. MC accepts the proposal and tells her that he loves her as well. But Ai says that she refuses to go out with him. She wanted him to reject her so she could end this love, but he didn't. So she was forced to take action on her own. She tells him that it is the end of their little trip and says goodbye, but MC isn't letting her go. He shares that he has been rejected many times before and she cannot break his heart by rejecting him just like that. And as she cannot break his heart, she cannot end this love. This is a no for Ai as she plans to end this love right here, but little does she know, love doesn't work that way. She explains that relationships between teens are nothing but a waste of time in her opinion. But MC isn't backing down and wants her to go on a date with him. He is planning on winning her over on this date, and if he can't, he will give her up and stop following her around. How can she say no to her soulmate? She agrees and the day of the date is here. MC is waiting for Ai while in the park. Ai shows up in a casual outfit, which is something MC loves about her. She looks very pretty and today, MC is going to show her what having fun with the guy she likes really is. MC takes her to the horse ride and believes that she is going to love it, but Ia starts questioning the reason for this ride's existence. She feels like this ride is useless and should be banned in Japan, but that is just II. She notices the instant camera in MC's hands and starts questioning the usefulness of this as well. She hates the concept of this instant camera, but MC ignores what she is saying. He clicks a picture of her and gives it to her, but she finds her picture illogical as well. Throw this girl into a cave. The end. After that, they go to a haunted house, but no ghost is able to scare AI, while MC is crapping his pants. She knows every ghost is a human and feels like it should be called a human house instead of a haunted house. MC takes her to the teacup party ride, but she finds it creeping her out as this ride makes no sense to her. Taking her to the wheel-around ride, Aya is sitting across MC in the cabin, but she is shaking for some reason. Turns out, Aya is afraid of heights and cannot keep herself to stay still at this height. She wants MC to sit right next to her. MC gets up and sits next to her when Aya grabs his sleeve shakingly. She grabs his hand after a little while and feels at ease after that. The park is about to close in 30 minutes while MC and Aya are sitting by the fountain looking at all the pictures MC took of them today. MC notices that in one picture, Aya seems to be having some fun, which surprises Aya as no one could ever notice her emotions. MC asks if she had fun today, to which she agrees, but this is it. She wants MC to know that this is the end of it and that she is never going to waste a day in her life in this meaningless way. Hearing this, MC is not surprised. so he takes the pictures and decides to burn them as he wants her to never remember this meaningless day of her life. As he is about to burn them, Ia snaps and takes the photos from his hand. She doesn't know why she did that and starts crying. After controlling her emotions, she asks MC to be in a relationship with her as she wants to obtain what she is missing in her romantic life. MC accepts the proposal and extends his hand to shake hands, but Ia grabs him and kisses him on the lips. Wow, she is very efficient. She explains that she wants to fulfill her desires without wasting time if he doesn't mind. Oh yes, he doesn't mind at all. Everyone knows that. They go home holding arms, and the next day, he explains the story to all 3 of his girlfriends. He wants their permission to make Ia her new girlfriend. They agree, and Ia tells them that going to the park is recommended as it is a lot of fun. They start deciding where to go together when Hanazono suggests going to the pool. She was waiting for this opportunity for a while now, and she got it. Now that Akari has suggested going to the pool for the vacation, Karain has to find some of the best swimwear for Rentaro. MC is surely expecting his 4 girlfriends to look majestic, so Karain wants to look her best. Saying this sentence was way weird. Someone having 4 girlfriends at the same time is often told in a crime story, not in a love anime. Anyways, Karain starts looking for cute and decent swimwear to wear, so MC thinks she is the best of the girlfriends. She goes to a shop, and upon entering, she finds a collection of some of the best swimwear, but everything is not up to her style. She feels like nothing is going to look good on her. She gets closer to the clothes and looks at some of the swimwear. These are too cute for her, and this is not her style for sure. She cannot wear these and look good in them, as cutesy things are not for her. While looking, she gets frustrated and starts yelling that these cute things are not made for her. Hearing her, a worker starts apologizing to her, thinking that she did something wrong. Don't worry, lady. This is our classic Karain. You did nothing. Karain gets her act together, takes another look, and finds something gorgeous. She is still on the fact that these things are not going to look good on her, but she has another thought right now. She feels like maybe it is she thinking that it is not going to look good. What if MC finds this beautiful on her? Now the day is here and everyone is at the pool. MC enters the place, and it is a beautiful big place full of fun stuff. He is taking a look around and hears his 3 girlfriends from behind. They are in their swimsuits and ready to enjoy some time with their boyfriend. MC turns to look and sees them in their cute and pretty swimsuits. MC is flying high in the sky. A flame blasted in him, and he felt like he could die in peace now. The feeling of pride has surrounded our MC, and nothing can stop him from being happy now. Hikari and Nono look very beautiful in their swimsuits, but Shizuka is wearing school swimwear and feels like she did something wrong. She has a feeling that she has let her boyfriend down, and he is going to think about her badly now, but that is not the case here. MC comes forward and grabs her shoulder, saying that only he had the guts to wear the school uniform in this pool, and that is what is best about her. The way she got the courage to wear this here makes her the national treasure, and he is proud of her. Shizuka notices tears in his eyes as he says this. Seeing 3 of them here and not Karain, he asks about her, but no one knows where she is. He is wondering where she is when Karain comes up from behind. MC turns to take a look and sees Karain completely covered in some kind of button jacket type thing. He feels like she has come out while changing and should go back. He doesn't want anyone to see one of his girlfriends exposed here, so he wants her back in the changing room right now. But this is not what this is. Karain is feeling cold and decides to cover her up. Hearing this worries MC. He asks if she is feeling down or something like that. He doesn't want to do this if one of his girlfriends is not feeling great, so he asks her if she wants him to call it off. Hikari also chimes in saying that they should do this when everyone is up for it. But Karain wants everyone to know that she is alright. They can go in and have fun without her, as she is going to sit outside and watch. Nona looks around and finds a place with the sun, so Karain can rest there and warm herself a little. Karain wants Nona to know that she doesn't have to worry about her, but Nona was not. Karain is just being presumptuous in her opinion. They are arguing when Shizuka comes up and tells Karain that she is willing to sit with her outside so she doesn't feel lonely. Saying this, Karain walks away while everyone is left seeing her go away in sadness. Anyways, the fun begins, and everyone gets in the pool. The whirlpool is huge and the current is very fast in this pool. They are having a look around and see Shizuka spinning around in the pool. MC asks her about it, but Shizuka doesn't know what is happening to her. She knows that she cannot escape this fate for now. Meanwhile, Nona notices the current flow and feels like this is some kind of training for survival in the water. so she decides to swim in the opposite direction of the current to begin her training. MC notices this and knows right away what she is thinking. But Hikari has different thoughts on her mind and slips into the pool to be saved by MC. Seeing this opportunity, Hikari starts acting weirdly and starts making some suggestive faces to knock over MC's bowl. She wants him to hold her in the pool closely. She is acting like she is drowning and gives MC a good look at her big melons. MC takes a look and cannot function properly. He knows that she is doing this on purpose, but he cannot help but feel some type of way. She is making strange faces. Her strange faces are driving Rentaro crazy, and the view Rentaro is getting of her balloons is crazy as well. He doesn't know how to stop her, but seeing Hikari make her move, Nano comes to the battleground and makes a giant move to knock Hikari away. She takes MC's arm and puts his hand on her melon to make him feel it closely. She wants to make him feel the appeal of her feminine appearance. She is making him squish her melons, and this is driving MC insane as her melons are also very big. This guy is the luckiest man alive for sure. Seeing her do this, Hikari takes his other hand and puts it on her melon as well and starts competing with Nano. She wants her to know that her melons are way softer and decent for MC. They are going at it and using his hand to squish their melons to prove who has the best of them. They look to see MC, and he is lying dead in the water. He could not take it any longer and fainted because of all the squishing. He has passed out and they cannot make him get up. He is way out of their bounds now and they have to come up with something to help their boyfriend. Hikari feels like she cannot let her boyfriend die and has to give him mouth to mouth. Saying this, she clings to him with her mouth in his mouth. She is going at it when Nono comes and kicks her away. Now she is the one giving him mouth to mouth. She feels like she still has a lot to learn from him and cannot just let him die here. She is sucking his mouth like crazy to get him up, but Hikari comes back kicking Nono away. She again clings to him with her mouth on MC's. They are trying everything in their might to wake him up, but nothing is working. On the other hand, Shizuka is still spinning around and has gotten away from the gang. She cannot stop herself and is floating far and far away from them. She feels like she is lost in this huge pool and there is no way to get back to her boyfriend and others. At this time, it dawned on her that she was screwed. She uses her mobile to call for help, but no one listens to her, and the balloon she is floating on starts leaking. Grabbing the edge, she gets out of the pool on some kind of a small grassy thing in the middle of the pool. Now Shizuka is a castaway in the middle of this huge pool, and she has no way of getting back. This little girl is screwed for sure. No one is going to help her by the looks of it. Back in the main scene, NC is still down, and the girls have tried everything to wake him up, but nothing works. They feel like they cannot do anything and they have to look for help now. They have to find a male lifeguard. They cannot risk finding a female one as they are already suffering from jealousy a lot. So they run to find a lifeguard and come across a bunch of perverts. They creep out the girls, but one of them is serious about having fun with them. He has a theory that the upper arm of the girl is just as soft as her melon, so you can have a free trial without touching heaven itself. He extends his arm to have a touch of Hikari's upper arm, but Nano saves her. Nono grabs his arm and knocks him away, slamming fingers into his eyes. She feels like this is the best way to get rid of a perv. His friends are very mad now and are not going to take a no for an answer now for sure. The situation is much worse as these two girls are up against some perverts. Shizuka is cast away and has no way of getting out of there while MC is down, almost dead at the edge of the pool alone. What is going to happen in this pool now? The fight is going to begin between Nono, Hikari, and these other dudes. They are furious about Nono blinding their friend and are ready to get what they want the hard way. But Nono has some other thoughts on her mind. She agrees to hang out with these dudes while Hikari goes to get a lifeguard for their boyfriend. Hikari is shocked to hear this and has no idea why she is doing this. Upon asking, Nono explains that she has been with MC before her and he is going to be concerned if anything happens to her. Nono cannot let anything happen to Hikari because it is going to make MC sad. This touches Hikari's heart, but she cannot accept that. The dudes are getting crazy and cannot wait any longer. Nono agrees to their terms, but Hikari comes in front of Nono telling these guys to scram out of here because no one is going to hang out with them. This shocks Nono, and she had no idea Hikari would do this for her. Hearing this, the perverts are mad and one of them goes to grab Hikari when MC comes running and gets in front of her. The guy is holding MC's face now while MC says his lines. This shocks him, seeing this guy say his lines while being in the iron claw of his. MC tells him that he is not going to let anyone do anything to his girlfriend. The guy complains that Nono blinded his Jude, so he cannot let her get away, but MC is open to offering himself in her place. The guy wants MC to take his girlfriend and get lost from here. MC tells him that both of them are his girlfriends and he is going to take them both from there. But the guy doesn't believe him, saying that he is talking a load of crap. Thinking of trapping him, the guy challenges MC to kiss them both if they are his girlfriends. He feels like he has caught MC with his pants on fire, as he is surely not going to kiss the other girl in front of his real girlfriend. But Nono grabs MC and kisses him. Hikari does the same with MC, and this leaves the two dudes speechless. They cannot believe that this happened and feel like the guys nowadays are way freaky. Even if I was in his position, I would be giving the same reaction. Who has 4 girlfriends, let alone 2 in this day and age? The guys get the hell out of there, saying that they do not want anything to do with these girls. They are out of trouble, but Hikari asks about how MC woke up. She is wondering this when she sees Karain walking to them. MC explains what happened. Karain was sitting alone, seeing everyone having fun, when she noticed Nono and Hikari in trouble with these guys. She thought about MC and why he wasn't there to help them when she found him dead at the edge of the pool. She ran toward him and tried to wake him up. She didn't want him to die here because Nono and Hikari needed help. Shaking MC, Karain said that Nono and Hikari need your help. This did the trick, and he woke up, startling Karain. He ran toward Nono and Hikari, hearing that they were in trouble. So this happened. Alright, fair enough. This impresses Nono. MC turns to Nono and holds her hand, thanking her for protecting Hikari from those guys earlier. He feels like hurting the eyes was great, but he wants her to know that she doesn't have to put herself at risk like that. He cannot let anything happen to her. As he says this, MC is shaking, and this surprises Nono. She remembers when Hikari said that she doesn't know MC well enough now. She apologizes for doing what she did, but everything is fine. Suddenly, MC remembers Shizuka and wonders where she is right now. Hikari thinks that she may still be in the pool. This is concerning for MC, that she might still be spinning around in the pool by herself. The thing is, she doesn't know how to swim, and this is freaking MC out. He runs to the pool to find Shizuka. Meanwhile, Shizuka is constantly using her mobile to ask for help, but no one is listening. She is trying her hardest, but nothing is working. She sees that her battery is getting low, and it is dead now. She cannot ask for help anymore, but she sees MC out of nowhere and tries her best to make herself noticed, but the area is too big. MC is yelling at the top of his lungs, calling for Shizuka, but she cannot respond. She hears and sees him, but MC cannot see her. Everyone in the pool is looking at MC yelling like that, but he doesn't care. Shizuka has to find another way to respond, but there is nothing around. Maybe she has to call in her own voice now, but she has a feeling that MC might not pick up her voice. Her voice is very silent and soft, and he cannot pick it up in this noise and rush. But she tries anyway, and from the bottom of her heart, she tries to get her first word out. She did, and her voice was picked up by MC's ears. He sees her and goes to her, asking if she is okay. Holding her in his arms, MC is taking her back when Shizuka cannot help herself and kisses him. Everyone is watching as she kisses him, but MC is blushing hard. He feels like she is very daring to kiss him in public like that. He takes her back, and everyone is concerned about her. Nono feels like MC would be tired of all the running, so maybe he should rest a bit. He agrees and asks Karain to come with him, as she has got a cold as well. She is a little hesitant at first, but agrees and goes with him. They are sitting together having a drink when MC asks Karain about something she was doing earlier. She was looking at Nono and Hikari's chests. That made her feel insecure herself, and she felt that she wasn't enough for him. This freaks her out, as this is exactly why she wasn't coming with them. He feels like Hikari and Nono are decent for their age, but she and Shizuka are absolutely okay for their age. But Karain feels like she isn't cute like Shizuka. She has the opposite personality of being cute, and this is making her feel bad about herself. MC had enough of this and asks her to stand up. She stands up, and MC gets up, puts the drink on the table, and gets close to her. He takes her jacket-tight clothes and takes it off, revealing Karain wearing the swimsuit she saw at the shop. This freaks her out, but MC is left shocked at how beautiful and cute her swimsuit is. Karain cannot believe him, but MC hugs her and wants her to feel his heartbeat. He wants her to know that she is best in her own type and has no flaws whatsoever. This makes her blush and MC kisses him right then and there. Coming back to everyone, MC is excited to finally start the pool date with all of his girlfriends. Source: I'm giving the disgraced noble lady I rescued a crash course in naughtiness. I'll spoil her with delicacies and style to make her the happiest woman in the world. So this wholesome story is about an overpowered demon lord who is betrayed. Yep, another demon lord betrayal show. It seems like anime studios are really running out of ideas this season. Anyways, MC becomes a hermit and adopts an abandoned innocent cutie to turn her into a bad girl. So in a big spooky forest, we see a girl running as fast as she can. She then trips and falls, like everyone always does at life-staking moments. There, a group of soldiers were chasing her, but they got scared and stopped for a moment. One of the soldiers told the others that deep in this forest, there's a demon lord who really hates humans, and if you get too close to his home, he gets all violent and nasty. Just then, they get a message that the girl is nearby, so they start chasing her again. In this situation, even if a 5-year-old warns you, just run away. While she was running, the girl said sorry to someone named Natalia for running off without telling her. She then appears to be promising something, but once again, she ends up falling again. And now as she stumbled, the girl saw a house nearby and passed out. The next morning, a guy named Alan reads a newspaper headline about a bad lady from a different country who has gone missing. He then feels something strange and goes into the forest to check it out. There he sees some weird animals gathered up as they are looking at something. So Alan starts to wonder if there's a monster around. Upon investigating, it appears that it isn't a monster, it's the girl. Seeing the poor girl in messed up form, Alan thinks that maybe she freed herself from abductors and has ended up here. But that's not it. We even see the soldiers hiding nearby, but Alan already knows about them, since he used some basic magic tricks to mess with their heads. Apparently, Alan saw their badges and knew they were from the Nero's kingdom, and they worked for the royal family. The guy then asked them what they were doing there, but they just kept repeating that he had to give them the girl. They explained that the girl was actually a big criminal who brought shame to their nation. But unfortunately, these silly soldiers had no idea that they were literally talking to the demon lord. Moreover, these soldiers promised the demon lord to not hurt him if he hands over the girl easily, but the boy doesn't look scared at all. Instead, he says no way and refuses to help the dumb soldiers, so they pointed out the fact that he couldn't use his hands and attacked him. But guess what? Alan could still use his magic. He gave those soldiers a big shock with his magic skills, and they were super surprised. What is this? Japan Got Talent or some sort of show? Then he gets ready for his next move. At this point, the soldiers got really scared because they figured out the obvious, the fact that this boy is the demon lord who lives in the forest. But it was too late for them. The demon lord unleashes a super powerful attack that defeats all the soldiers. Then he does something crazy. He uses mind control to make the soldiers tell him what about the whole story and what happened. The soldiers then reveal the fact that they have searched the forest but couldn't find any trace of the girl, so they thought she got attacked by a monster. After that, the demon lord sends the soldiers away as his new puppets, and so those soldiers lose their memory about what just happened to them. Later on, we see Alan keeping an eye on the girl and still not believing that she's a major criminal wanted by the whole country. Later, the girl then finally wakes up and introduces herself, as her name turns out to be Charlotte. He then reads the newspaper about her being engaged to the prince of the Nero's kingdom and that she was a traitor. Charlotte shyly tries to tell it was all a big lie. However, she is really upset and keeps saying it isn't true, but Alan has a special power. Apparently, he can tell if someone is lying just by looking into their eyes. Upon checking Charlotte's eyes, the demon lord reveals that she wasn't lying at all, and here she starts crying because he was the first person to believe her. She explains her storyline about how she was at a party until her fiancé called her forward. She then started to overhear people saying bad stuff about her being the child of a mistress. Even though she ignored their comments, but then Prince Cecil literally starts accusing her of doing evil things without any actual proof. She even swore that she didn't do any of it. But nobody ever believed her because she was the daughter of a mistress. Everyone believed Prince Cecil's word, so the guy then actually accused her and said she was a traitor. He even called off their engagement, but that's not the case. The prince even ordered her to be taken to prison. But Alan could see that she was framed. He thinks that maybe the prince didn't want to marry her, or perhaps he just wanted to change the consumer of his meat. Meanwhile, Charlotte feels like she is bothering Alan, so she silently tries to leave. But Alan changes the subject and points out how messy the room is. He asks her if she knows how to clean, so Charlotte explains that she can just do the cleaning. But that's exactly what the guy required, therefore he immediately offered her a job as a live-in maid to take care of the chores. I hope cleaning is the reason why he is hiring her. But Charlotte reminds him that she is still a wanted criminal. Therefore Alan takes a minute to think about it. I mean, he is literally the demon lord. Does he really have to think about the law and order? Basically, Alan lives deep in the forest, far away from other people, because he didn't want to have anything to do with the outside world. Taking in a criminal would go against that, but at the end of the day, he'll have a story to tell. 3 years ago, he was invited to join an adventurer party. So at first he thought it would be fun and accepted. But those people legit used him to open the temple seal to steal treasure, and then they even betrayed him. They left him alone against a bunch of monsters. However, Charlotte thinks that it is terrible, and Alan can't believe how pure-hearted she is just because she points out the obvious. She believes his story right away, because back then, he had no one to help him, so he thinks that they have something in common. However, Charlotte didn't want to cause any trouble for Alan and said no to his offer. So Alan does something drastic. He puts a curse on himself that would stop his heart in 3 minutes, and he reveals that he can't lift the curse until she agrees to work for him. Alan warned her that if she didn't decide soon, an innocent person would die because of her. Hence, Charlotte panics at this crazy situation because she thinks he is just a nice guy trying to help, all because she doesn't know he's the famous demon lord. He even claims that he is a good person, but he reminds her she has only 2 minutes and 31 seconds to decide. And if that wasn't enough pressure, Alan creates panic as he reveals that it is getting hard to breathe. Moments later, Charlotte gives herself in and becomes Alan's maid. Alan was amazed by how well she cleaned, and he remembered how rough her hands were when they first met. He realizes that she might have been a noble girl, but she was more like a servant. Charlotte said all she did was polish the floor, and Alan uses his magic to tidy things up. But Alan had a unique way of cleaning, which was basically burning stuff. It made Charlotte wonder if she was really needed. Alan pointed out how messy the room was before and confessed he had no idea how to keep a place clean. He said that when he is alone, he just uses the oldest trick in the book to pretend it isn't there. Charlotte was ready for her next chore, but Alan didn't have anything for her to do. He told her to do whatever she likes until dinner. She couldn't believe he wasn't worried about her stealing things. Alan explained he'd gone shopping for her earlier, and there wasn't much cash left for her to take. We call it waifu investment. Alan left Charlotte to do her own thing because he needed to work, and he told her not to bother him. Alan thought about how he couldn't ignore someone in trouble, but he also hates being social. He figures that even though Charlotte felt grateful now, she eventually get tired of him and leave, setting aside his demon lord duties, which are mostly don't disturb and don't be disturbed. Alan enjoyed one of his few hobbies. He likes finding mistakes in magical theory research papers and making corrections. After working for several hours on his research papers, Alan was shocked to find Charlotte standing behind him. She reminded him that he told her to do whatever she likes, and she had strangely chosen to count the grains on the wood floor. Alan discovered that Charlotte didn't have any hobbies. When she wasn't doing bridal training, she spent her time cleaning and mending clothes. She didn't have any free time for fun things. Alan couldn't believe she said such a sad thing with a smile. She continues her sad story, telling him that she didn't like her bridal training because she got yelled at a lot. When Alan asked for a recent happy memory, she mentioned the time her little sister Natalie brought her some fruit, even though it was a bit bruised. It was a special treat because they didn't get to eat such things often. Charlotte's story made Alan wonder why his face looked so scary to her, but he explained it was just the face he was born with. Alan thought about his fun times at a magical academy, where he enjoyed making professors tear up with questions and blowing up classrooms with potion experiments. He thought Charlotte should be having a great time, but she had no hobbies or fun memories, so Alan excitedly decides to give her a crash course in mischievous things in the world. He sold his magical equipment to afford it. He explains that being mischievous meant doing things that were not really good or moral but still fun. He loves this kind of stuff, but notices that Charlotte is an honest and genuine person. Alan wonders if she had ever stood up to the Duke's family. He realizes that she spoke about them like they were her masters, not her family. Alan declared that he was going to start teaching Charlotte a lesson that would make her lose her old self. Charlotte, who was all about being pure and doing the right thing, got a bit scared. She was taught to stay away from bad stuff, but Alan assured her they wouldn't do anything illegal. Her fear turned to shock when Alan revealed that the first lesson was going to be about eating sweets. And that was just the beginning. He told her to eat and drink as much as she wanted, and that was their mischievous lesson for the day. Charlotte thought it wasn't a good idea because they needed to have a proper dinner, not just sweets, or it would be an unbalanced diet. Alan expected her to react this way and said this was exactly why he wanted to change her. He believes the dude treated her like a servant despite calling it a family. Alan gives her some cake, but she refuses, thinking she can't have cake for dinner. Alan reminded her he was her boss and ordered her to eat all the cakes. Charlotte couldn't believe it, but Alan threatened to use the death curse on himself again if she didn't listen. Charlotte thought maybe Alan should pick what he wanted first, but he surprised her by saying he didn't like sweets. She couldn't believe he sold his stuff to buy all this, and it amazed her when he did because he thought it would make her happy. Alan thought she must hate sweets, but she actually loves them and took her first bite. The cake was absolutely delicious, and it made tears stream down Charlotte's face. Alan didn't quite get it and wondered if the cake had gone bad. But Charlotte explained that she was crying because no one had ever done something so nice for her before. She remembered her past and wasn't even sure if someone like her was allowed to be this happy. Alan told her to stop being silly because this was just the beginning. He planned to teach her all the joys in the world. He decides he was going to fill her up with food, show her all the fun things there are to do, and take her to places all around the world. He wanted her to have so much fun that she'd eventually get tired of it and say she was the happiest person in the world. Charlotte couldn't believe he was doing all this for a total stranger, and he admitted he didn't even know why he was doing it. But he was going to do it. Charlotte said she had no way to repay him, but he told her not to worry and to think of it as going along with his hobby. Charlotte wanted him to try some of the sweets, and he reminded her he didn't like sweets. But he gives in and tries it. To his surprise, it wasn't so bad, and they both enjoyed their super sweet dinner. Alan, who usually didn't like being social, decided to try it just this once, and they had a great time. But outside, danger was coming. Later, Alan starts thinking about how he met Charlotte and how she has grown on him. He never thought she would like cakes so much. However, he wanted to go the extra mile for her, making her experience new things. He then smiled as he decided on his next crash course. The next day, Alan wakes up, wondering when he fell asleep. The hours he spent overnight weren't wasted though, as he admires his newly compiled naughty list. He is so impressed with himself, and he thinks Charlotte will enjoy ticking off activities off the list too. He then realizes the list was made more to his interest than that of Charlotte. He thrashes the list with regret and decides to make a more suitable list for Charlotte. At that moment, Charlotte opens the room with a broom in hand, wanting to clean out the study. She greets Alan, wondering why he was awake so early. He tells her he fell asleep in the study, trying his best to keep his new list secret. Charlotte asks him if it was work that kept him up all night, telling him that it was bad for his health. Alan takes her advice and says he will be going to bed. He tells Charlotte to have breakfast without him. Just then, Alan notices she is holding something and questions her about it. She tells him it's a broom and she wants to clean up the entrance. Alan is lost in thought, but Charlotte brings him back by asking if she wasn't supposed to. Alan tells her since she has cleaned up the places he assigned to her, she doesn't need to clean up anymore. Charlotte reminds him that she's in his debt and she would like to make herself useful. Alan is in awe of how diligent she is, telling her it's okay to take things easy, especially early in the morning. She tells him she is used to the routine and that she'll be fine. Alan asks her if she was cleaning every day she was at the Duke's mansion. Charlotte chuckles nervously. Alan thinks that her family must have had countless servants. The fact they still made her clean the house was just not right. He thought back to her story of how she was treated like a servant and exiled for a crime she didn't commit. This pisses Alan off, but Charlotte tries to calm him down. She bids him a good rest as she exits, telling him she will try to clean quietly. Alan wonders why she doesn't speak ill of others or say any word of resentment against her family. He knew if he were in her position, those who offended him would have been crushed by now. He continues pondering why she won't say anything about those who offended her, though she has something to say. He sums up that her fear and self-esteem prevent her from speaking up. Suddenly, a voice says good morning from outside. This causes Alan to rush to the front door to see a Catwoman standing close to Charlotte. Alan rushes to her side and introduces her to the Catwoman as his new maid. The Catwoman brushes him aside and exchanges pleasantries with Charlotte. She introduces herself as Miacha. She says she is a courier with Satiro's shipping company. Charlotte is too surprised to answer, and Alan explains to her that Miacha delivers his mails. Charlotte finally responds to Miacha. Miacha tells Alan she didn't know he could be so resourceful, calling him the Demon Lord. Charlotte is surprised by the name, but Alan tells her it's nothing but a nickname. Miacha calls him Demon Lord once again, noting that Charlotte looks a bit familiar. She recounts seeing Charlotte in a recent issue of a newspaper. Charlotte's broom falls from her hands, and she becomes scared. Alan sees her reaction and tries to sabotage the situation. As he prepares an excuse, Miacha tells him there's nothing to worry about, saying her company values customers' needs above all else. She tells him she doesn't mind who the maid in her customer's house is. Both Alan and Charlotte appreciate her confidentiality. Miacha tells Alan that the Neru's kingdom is outside their service area. Alan asks her if her actions would have been different if it was. Miacha says who knows, but her expression shows it would have been a different story. They enter the house and Miacha hands Alan's delivery to him. Alan asks if she can make a delivery for him, to which she answers in the affirmative. Charlotte asks him what he's delivering, and he tells her it's a magic potion he makes for the magic store in town. Alan tells Miacha to be careful and not let the bottle break while being transported. Miacha tells him she will be extra careful since his potions are in high demand. Charlotte did not know Alan made a living from selling potions. Miacha asks Alan why he doesn't want to live in town since it would be easier for him to sell his potions that way. Alan just says there are too many people in the city. Miacha recounts that he doesn't like being around people. She tells him to live a little since he is still so young. Alan tells her to mind her business with a stern look on his face. Miacha is startled and tells him people call him Demon Lord because his face is so scary. Alan thought it was natural for people to say such things about an evil-looking sorcerer living on the city's outskirts. Alan goes back to memory lane, and we see 3 kids walking through the forest looking for the Demon Lord's lair. There are 2 boys and 1 girl. One of the boys tells the others that he heard the Demon Lord turn whoever comes close to his lair into puppets. The other boy is really excited, saying there must be a lot of puppets at the Demon Lord's lair. The girl, however, looks scared, telling the boys they shouldn't be going into the forest alone. The boys call her a chicken, and one of them claims he will end the Demon Lord's life by himself. Suddenly, Alan appears behind them, telling them the forest is not safe for kids at night. The kids are petrified with fear and take to their heels when they notice he is the Demon Lord. This makes Alan a bit sad. Alan comes back to the present, telling Miacha that kids enter the forest as a test of courage when they hear his nicknames. Alan says he just wants to live a quiet life. Charlotte asks if the title of Demon Lord is really just a nickname. Alan tells her it is, and he is nothing but a simple sorcerer. Miacha teases him, saying he hates people but he can't abandon those in need. She tells him to find a purpose for living or a hobby to pass away time. Alan tells her once again that it's none of her business. Alan approaches her and asks if her company handles mail order businesses. She tells him she can get anything he needs and hands him her company catalog. Alan looks through the catalog and hands it to Charlotte, telling her to make a list of whatever she may need from there. Charlotte makes her choice and Alan places the order. Charlotte promises Alan she will pay him back, but he tells her not to worry about it. Charlotte tells him she doesn't want to impose after everything he's done for her, but Alan assures her that he's fine. He tells her if she hesitates, he will buy every item in the catalog for her. At this point, Charlotte has no choice but to agree to choose whatever she wants from the catalog. Miacha laughs at Charlotte, telling her if she wants to end the Demon Lord's tyranny, all she has to do is tell him off. Charlotte replies that she can't because she is indebted to him. Miacha rushes to her side and says if she were in her shoes, she would give Alan a taste of her killer cat fists to end his arrogant attitude. She playfully uses Alan as a punching bag, saying it is a great way to relieve stress. Alan caught her catfish, laughing naughtily as he got an idea of a new thing to teach Charlotte. The next day, Miacha comes back to deliver the goods ordered by Charlotte and by Alan. Charlotte gets a small bag, but Alan gets a huge wooden box. Alan peeps into the box and looks satisfied with his delivery items. Charlotte tries to look over his shoulder, but he closes the box so she can't. Miacha asks Alan what he is going to do with the delivered package, and he tells her he will use it, of course. Miacha says she isn't convinced he would use the package, but he tells her the package is not for him, but for Charlotte. Charlotte is shocked the package is for her and asks Alan what he bought. Alan laughs, and with a snap of his finger, the wooden box opens up to reveal a punching bag. Charlotte doesn't seem to know what it is, so Miacha explains its use to her. Charlotte doesn't understand why she should have a need for the punching bag, thinking it could be for physical exercise. Alan tells her that is the naughty item for the day. Mayucha asks Alan what he means by naughty item. She also asks if it was a form of play and if was taking advantage of innocent Charlotte. Alan tells her thoughts are running wild and he would never do anything so dangerous. Alan attaches a photo of her fiancé to the sandbag and helps Charlotte put on a boxing glove. Alan tells her she is all set to relieve herself of stress. He tells her to punch the bag as hard as she can manage. Charlotte is a bit reluctant to do it, and Alan tells her she doesn't need to just accept everything. She needs to be angry. He tells her it's okay to be patient, but sometimes it's also okay to let go so she doesn't fall apart. He continues telling her the emotions she ignores won't go away, but will continue to build up until she is overwhelmed by them. Alan tells her in a villainous way that everyone hesitates the first time they are told to hit something. But eventually, they all get addicted to hitting things. Charlotte tells him that she is not angry at anyone. Alan tells her he looked through many newspapers to get the photo. He also tells her he learned how they treated her as a villain in the Nero's kingdom, which frustrated him. He asks Charlotte how she is not angry after everything they put her through while she lives in Nero's. Charlotte tells him the prince probably had a good reason, but Alan tells her it isn't reason enough for them to treat her like they did. Alan asks her if she will forgive all they've done to her. Charlotte tells him she has to, since she owes her life to them for bringing her up since she was a kid. She says she also feels bad for the prince for having her as a fiancé. Alan realizes her kind-heartedness is a big problem, and it ruined his perfect plan. His plan had several stages. He first wanted Charlotte to resent all those who wronged her. Then the next thing would be to uncover the evil deeds of the prince. Then Charlotte's innocence would be proven and she would be free. Lastly, all problems will be taken care of and Charlotte will get to live a happy life. Alan realizes his plan isn't enough to make Charlotte express her emotions because he is so used to suppressing them. Mayucha approaches him and advises him to leave matters as they are, and he agrees with her. Alan realizes Charlotte's wound is deep, but he can't wait for time to heal it. He approaches her and tells her to hit him instead of the sandbag. Charlotte is so shocked it looks as though she didn't hear him. Alan tells her once again to hit him as hard as she can, but she pulls away from him, saying he owes him too much to do such a thing. Alan tells her she doesn't have a choice, and he enchants the glove on her hand. The enchanted glove punches Alan against Charlotte's will and knocks him down. Charlotte is scared for him and tells him her glove moves on his own. Alan tells her it's a result of his magic and that she landed a good punch. Charlotte tells him he's bleeding and tries to take the glove off, but Alan tells her he's okay. Alan looks at her in all seriousness and tells her that whatever she may do to hurt him, he will never abandon her. He tells her she is no longer in the household she was in before and that she has the freedom to do whatever and say whatever she pleases. He tells her she is free from her old life. Charlotte asks him if she had her punch him just to tell her that Alan tells her she wouldn't listen to him otherwise. Charlotte tells him angrily he doesn't have to be so desperate. Alan is surprised she can be angry when she needs to be and tells her he can easily heal his wounds. He tells her nothing is permanent, hence she shouldn't be scared. She is not convinced, saying he felt pain regardless. She tells him not to do anything like that ever again because her heart can't take it. Alan promises he won't, taking the glove over her hands. Charlotte seems to get the message. She announces she will try her best not to be so afraid anymore. She says she eventually wants to be able to say what she is thinking. Alan assures her he'll be beside her every step of the way. Alan apologizes to Mayucha for making her deliver the sandbag on such short notice when there probably will be no need for it for a while. Mayucha doesn't mind, telling him as long as he keeps patronizing her when he needs special items in the future. Alan is not sure why she thinks he'll need these special items. While he and Charlotte look at each other wondering about the special items, a dangerous character finds Alan's house in the forest. With a sinister laugh, the character vows he won't escape again. Part 3. Alan asks Charlotte to choose between tea or coffee. Charlotte wants to have what he's having. Alan tells her he'll be having some nasty potion, so Charlotte quickly picks tea. Alan scolds her for not being honest, but she says it's nothing serious since it's just a beverage choice. Alan tells her she usually wasn't allowed to make a choice. She agrees, saying the time she ran away from home was the first time she ever chose for herself. Alan thinks it was an important choice she made for herself, assuring her to let him know if she wants to make similar choices. Charlotte thinks about what she would like to try after a sip of her tea. Suddenly, the window bursts open and a Catwoman sits on the ledge. Alan asks her how she found him. She tells him how she did, and Alan praises her for her initiative. Charlotte asks Alan who the woman is, and he immediately disappears from the window ledge and appears at Charlotte's side. She tells Charlotte she should be the one asking who she is. She, however, introduces herself as an apprentice sorcerer engineer called Erica Crawford. She tells Charlotte she is Alan's sister, but Alan corrects her saying she's his stepsister. Alan tells Charlotte he lost his parents when he was younger and the Crawfords took him in. Charlotte apologizes for prying in his family business, but she tells him he doesn't mind. Erica tells Alan she doesn't mind and asks him who she is once again. She asks him if Charlotte is his girlfriend. They both answer no in unison. Alan stands and dramatically but firmly denies the girlfriend allegations made by Iruka. Iruka asks him if denying it doesn't make him sad, but Alan tells her he's indifferent. Iruka asks him once again who she is since she isn't his girlfriend. Alan introduces Charlotte to Iruka, but Charlotte wishes he didn't tell Iruka everything about her. Alan tells her there's no use hiding anything from Iruka because she will eventually find out any secrets they keep. Alan then recounts how he and Charlotte met. After Iruka understands who Charlotte is and why she's with Alan, she tells him she always thought he was a dummy, but she was wrong. She calls him a huge dummy, and he asks her why she thinks he's dumb. She tells him instead of making her hit him and teaching her naughty things, he should teach her about things that girls actually like. Iruka sympathizes with Charlotte and asks her if she can do anything to help her situation. Charlotte asks Iruka if she isn't suspicious of her. Iruka tells her she's good in her books. She tells Charlotte that if she was a bad guy, Alan would know immediately. Alan asks Iruka what her purpose was for coming to see him. She tells him she wants to bring him home, but her mission doesn't matter anymore. She tells Alan she will take care of Charlotte. Alan doesn't believe her, saying he can teach Charlotte naughty things better than anyone. He tells Iruka she isn't needed. Iruka tells him there are some things only women can teach other women. They argue for a while, pulling Charlotte recklessly as though they are in a tug-of-war match. Finally, they decide to compete for who will teach Iruka naughty things. Alan, Charlotte, and Iruka go to an alleyway in a populated town. Alan casts a shapeshift spell on Charlotte, which changes her hair color from blonde to black. Alan tells her he disguised her so no one recognizes her. Iruka offers to help Charlotte style her hair. Alan tells her though the disguise is perfect, she'll have to remove the disguise when they get home. Iruka asks him why, and he tells her that blonde hair suits Charlotte better. Alan tells her he likes it better, which brings heat to Charlotte's face. Iruka is surprised by what he just said. She asks him if he's trying to score some points already. He doesn't seem to get what she means, so she tells him not to worry about it. After styling her hair, Iruka takes Charlotte's hand and runs off, saying she doesn't want her brother to score points. Alan asks her what she's going to do. Iruka says since it's a naughty challenge, she'll teach Charlotte how to dress up since all girls love the game of dress up. Iruka takes Charlotte to a dress store and she tries on a particular dress. Iruka thinks it suits her very well. Meanwhile, Alan is feeling so out of place, but he can't leave in the middle of the competition. Being in a competition with Iruka once again is very nostalgic for Alan, and it brings back some memories of when the Crawfords took him in. Here we can see little Iruka bringing a chessboard to little Alan and initiating a competition. After a few moves, Alan checkmates her. Alan remembered how she always lost, but she never gave up. Alan thinks it is her own way of getting close to him. Iruka calls out to him and reveals Charlotte behind a curtain wearing a new dress. Charlotte feels a little embarrassed, but Iruka tells her she looks great. Iruka asks for Alan's opinion. Alan tells her Charlotte looks great, but the dress looks a little too short. Iruka tells him the skirt is alright, but Alan thinks it could be Charlotte's first time wearing a short skirt. He thinks her skin looks smoother due to her improved diet. Suddenly, Alan punches his chest and coughs out red water. Iruka and Charlotte are surprised, but Alan tells him he's okay. He tells him his heart was beating too fast, so he stopped it for a bit to calm it down. Charlotte tells him he shouldn't be stopping his heart so casually. Iruka tells him he pushes himself too hard sometimes. Iruka takes Charlotte back to the changing room to try on a new pair of clothes. She goes back to Alan, asking him what he wants her to do. He tells her he wants to know the current state of the Nere's kingdom and what the nobles and people think of Charlotte. Iruka tells him she will ask her dad's friends for information about Nere's. She asks him if he wants her to look into the prince and his entire house, who falsely accuse Charlotte. Alan tells her that can wait in the meantime. Iruka asks Alan if he'll let them go scot-free. Alan tells her he's definitely interested in the kind of person that can frame Charlotte. He is also interested in how she was treated when he was staying at the Duke's palace. He tells Iruka when he finds out these things he won't just stay quiet. He tells her he'll storm into the country and wreak havoc regardless of Charlotte's opinion. However, he tells her he's not ready for that yet, so they can live their lives as they please for the moment. Iruka sees reason with him with a coy smile on her face. He asks her why she's making such a face, and she tells him she's impressed with how much he has changed. She tells him he never concerned himself with other people's business, but now that he does, it's a good thing. Just then, Charlotte pokes her head out and asks for a hand with the dress clasps on her back. Iruka offers to give her a hand. Iruka goes behind the curtain. Charlotte shows her the position of the clasp, and Iruka asks her to turn around. When Charlotte turns around, Iruka pauses, with surprise written all over her face. Charlotte asks her if she's alright. Iruka comes up with an excuse saying the clasp was indeed difficult to fasten. Iruka helps her and then draws back the curtain, revealing Charlotte's new outfit to Alan. Alan tells Iruka he thinks the new outfit is too revealing as well. Iruka tells him not to be a prude, saying girls have to be competitive to win. Alan asks her what exactly they are fighting for, but she dismisses his question. Iruka tells Alan that Charlotte's outfit has a huge opening in the back and invites him to come take a look. Alan tells her he's not mentally prepared for that sight, but Iruka shows him anyway. He looks at Charlotte's exposed back and sees scars left by whips on her back. Iruka tells him to have a good look. Charlotte asks if everything is alright, and Alan tells her everything is fine. He tells her he wishes the dress was less revealing, but it looks good on her regardless. Alan looks at the scars, thinking they were left by whip lashes. He thinks these lashes were used to instill fear and pain into Charlotte. He notices that Charlotte doesn't seem to know about the scars. He raises his hands and a bright green glow emerges from his palm, healing her scars. Charlotte tells him she feels warm, and he lies to her, telling her he's amending a worn spot on her dress. She thanked him for that. Alan reasons that for her scars to clear up with simple magic. Charlotte didn't receive proper treatment for them. Alan still doesn't know what could have justified such hate towards Charlotte. Alan is fuming uncontrollably internally. Alan tells Iruka he will need her help to terminate the subjects of their earlier conversation. Iruka assures him of her full support. Charlotte asks who they will be terminating. Alan tells her book mites have infested their parents' home, so he's asking Iruka to air the books under the sun. Charlotte tells him she doesn't like bugs. Alan tells her he doesn't like bugs too, metaphorically referring to the Duke and his family. Iruka then asks Alan to pick out a dress for Charlotte. Alan is surprised by this. Iruka asks him if he wants to concede, but he tells her he won't be doing that anytime soon, though he wasn't comfortable doing it. He went over a few racks but couldn't make a choice. He picks one dress at random, asking Charlotte to try it on. Charlotte's face boils hot red. Alan asks her if something is wrong. He looks at the dress and notices it's not very decent. Iruka teases him for being too bold, but he tells her it's all a misunderstanding. They leave the dress shop. While walking down the street, Iruka asks Alan what he'll be doing for Charlotte. Alan tells her the naughty thing he's going to teach her is splurging. He tells Iruka he'll teach Charlotte how to relieve stress by buying things she wants without hesitation. Charlotte tells him to go easy on her. They come to a toy stand and Alan asks Charlotte if anything piques her interest. Alan tells her not to be shy and picks out different toys for her, but she doesn't like any of them. Iruka tells him he has zero taste, which crushes his spirit totally. After shopping, the trio sits around a table. Iruka sighs from the stress of shopping around a lot. She notices Charlotte making a face and asks her if she would have liked to shop for more items. Charlotte tells her she wants the entire opposite. In her opinion, they shopped for too much. She thinks they bought too many things for her, wasting money unnecessarily in the process. Alan tells her it's all needed to teach her how to be a bad girl. He tells her everything they bought looked great on her. Charlotte looks away embarrassed. Alan leans in close to her and asks her what's wrong. Charlotte covers her face in embarrassment. Iruka tells Alan is clueless and has no taste whatsoever. She tells him everything he picked out was lame, and most of the things they ended up buying were her picks. Alan tells her she doesn't understand his taste because she has the mind of a child. They get into a heated argument, but Charlotte comes in as a third party to calm them down. Iruka tells Charlotte arguments between her and Alan aren't so serious. Charlotte tells her fighting between siblings isn't good, and they both agree not to get into a brawl. Alan is determined not to lose to Iruka and tells Charlotte they have to continue shopping. Later in the day, as they are walking down the street, Iruka sees a man in a magical wheelchair. She immediately thinks the wheelchair looks cool, being a magical equipment freak. Iruka rushes off to take a closer look, and Alan tells Charlotte they can leave her there. Charlotte follows him hesitantly. Alan stops in front of a jewelry stand and picks out a piece of jewelry for Charlotte. He tells her he picked it out because it matches the color of her eyes. He pays the stand owner, asking her to keep the change. The stand owner tells him he paid way too much. Alan tells her he likes to reward people for a job well done. Alan fixes the jewelry on Charlotte's hair, and she tells him it's Bee's favorite gift. Alan's heart shimmers at her compliment. One of the passersby bumped into Charlotte rudely, knocking her into Alan's arms. Two guys tell Charlotte to watch where she's going. They tell Alan they are from a certain gang, but Alan tells them he doesn't know of such a gang. He tells them he hopes to resolve any quarrel they have with Charlotte peacefully, but they think he's a clown. They want to engage Alan in a fight, and Alan is also ready to bring them down for their incompetence. Then he remembers that Charlotte doesn't like it when people fight. He calms himself and apologizes. One of the men tells him they'll forgive him if they let Charlotte lodge with them for a night. Alan is pissed off. They approach Charlotte, urging her to go with them, insulting the gift Alan bought for her. One of the men reaches out to touch Charlotte, but Alan grabs his fingers and subdues him easily. The other gang member pulls out a magical sword. Passersby urges Alan to run away quickly, but he destroys the gang member's sword and knocks him down with one punch. Everyone who gathered cheers for Alan. Alan realizes what he has done and immediately apologizes to Charlotte for scaring her by fighting. Charlotte tells him she understands he was trying to protect her, telling him she'll never be scared of him. Alan thought Charlotte would leave him immediately, but he's surprised to see she kinda likes him. Alan smiles down at her, telling her he's addicted to teaching her naughty things. Iruka mentally yields to Alan on the naughty challenge. At this moment, a huge golem appears behind Alan, standing over him menacingly. The golem tells Alan he knows he's the one who took down his boys. The golem and his gang members approached Alan. Part 4 Charlotte hid behind him for protection. The golem easily towered over Alan. He wondered about the different ways he could hurt Alan. Alan walked up to him without a care in the world. Charlotte was scared for him, but Alan calmed her fears. When he got close enough to the golem, he asked him if he was Megath. The golem asked him why he cared. Alan confirmed he's indeed Megath. He tells him meeting him is nostalgic because he hasn't seen a Megath in years. He taps Megath lightly, laughing cheerfully. Megath is immediately angered and punches Alan, telling him he doesn't know him. Alan is unfazed by the punch, only the force of it moves him back an inch. Alan tells Megath he has a poor memory. Alan introduces himself to Megath. Megath immediately bows down. He apologizes to Alan with fear and trembling for not knowing who he was. The gang members think their boss is a weakling for apologizing. They try to rile him up and get him to fight Alan. Megath immediately silences them so they don't provoke Alan further. Charlotte is confused by what is unfolding. Iruka comes out of the crowd to join her. She explains that her dad is the chairperson of the biggest magical academy that Alan attended. She tells Charlotte Alan graduated from the academy at the age of 12, making him the youngest in its history. She tells Charlotte the academy employed Alan as a teacher right after he graduated because he was a prodigy. Megath continues to apologize to Alan, calling him the Great Demon Lord. Charlotte asks Iruka about the name, and she tells her it was Alan's nickname when he was a teacher. Alan tells Megath that no one has called him by his nickname in a while. He asks Megath to raise his head since he didn't cause any trouble. Megath thinks he's been forgiven, but Alan tells him with a sinister smile that he did cause trouble for someone else. Megath is shivering now. Alan tries to explain who Charlotte is and their relationship, but he can't come up with the right words. Alan thinks about it for a second and comes to the conclusion that she's just a woman who is precious to him. He tells Megath that silently. The next day, Mayacha and Iruka pay Alan a visit to his house in the forest. They come to find him sitting gloomily on the front steps. They are surprised to find him in this condition. They try to question themselves, trying to discern why Alan is looking as he does. Since they can't come up with anything, they decide to ask Alan what's wrong. Alan tells them he didn't know they'd gotten so close to each other. Iruka has a eureka moment. She tells Alan the reason he's gloomy is because he had issues with Charlotte. Alan asks her how she was able to get what happened. Iruka tells him it's a no-brainer because nothing else could bother him like that. She asks him if they had a fight. Alan tells her it wasn't that simple. He recalled the events of the previous night. He and Charlotte were sitting at the tea table, having some tea. Alan proposes getting Charlotte some wages for her work. Charlotte tells him she can't accept that. He explains to her that she's been with him for months doing chores, and it's only right she gets paid. Charlotte tells him she doesn't feel useful enough to be paid. Alan explains to her that she does more than just clean the house, and she deserves compensation for her work. She asks Alan if he's sure of his decision. He tells her he's certain, and she finally accepts her pay. She thanks him for the pay. Alan tells her she shouldn't save it but use it to get whatever she would like. Charlotte tells him she doesn't have anything special. After thinking for a bit, she comes up with something. Alan is eager for her to tell him. She tells him she would like to go to town alone. Back to the present, Alan is regretting his decision to let her go alone. Alan asks Mayucha and Iruka for advice, but they're caught in their own conversation. Alan tells them to listen to him, and he finally gets their attention. Iruka tells him she doesn't expect such behavior from Charlotte. Alan tells her she immediately took back her request, but he encouraged her to go ahead. Back recalling the events of the previous night, he tells her he can make her wish happen with his magic. She thanked him for accepting. Iruka is surprised he actually accepted her request. Alan tells her he had no choice after hearing Charlotte pleading. Mayucha tells him he chose a difficult path. Alan tells them he's concerned for her welfare. They tell him his situation can easily be rectified. Now we can see Charlotte in town alone. She is disguised so no one can recognize her. She can't believe she's actually in town alone. Suddenly, Alan, Mayucha, and Iruka peek out of an alleyway. Alan is shocked they could easily tail Charlotte. Iruka tells him she's surprised he isn't the one who suggested they do. At that point, Charlotte brings out a map from her purse. She decides to go to a specific location. Alan is proud of her for using the map to find her way just like he taught her. Charlotte walks away and they heave a sigh of relief that they weren't found out. Iruka asks Alan why Charlotte decided to go to town alone. Alan tells her she wants to get something to buy. Mayucha asks him if he knows what she wants to buy. Alan tells her Charlotte told him it's a secret. Mayucha and Iruka are shocked Charlotte didn't tell him. Alan is happy she is now becoming her own person by keeping something secret. Iruka and Mayucha are worried that Alan is getting creepy. Charlotte walks around, not sure of where to go. Alan tells Iruka that Charlotte doesn't seem to know where she's going. Iruka agrees, saying she looks lost. Alan tells her that could be a problem. Charlotte looks at the map and looks around. She is not sure of her direction, but she starts moving regardless. Mayucha tells Alan his assessment may be correct and Charlotte could be in danger. Alan asks her what she means. She tells him judging by the direction Charlotte is going, she could end up in the Mirror District. The Mirror District is a dangerous district controlled by a gang called Serpent Fang. The leader of the gang is named Grow, the Viper Charmer. Alan is alarmed by this. Iruka asks him what they can do. She suggests she can bump into her and act as though it was an accident. Alan tells her not to bother. He tells her since it's Charlotte's first adventure, they shouldn't butt in. Alan announces he has something to take care of. He leaves Mayucha and Iruka to take care of Charlotte and runs off. They tell him goodbye. They keep an eye on Charlotte, wondering what she's looking for. They notice she was approaching an unsafe area. Mayucha wonders what map she's looking at. Charlotte arrived at crossroads. Mayucha was scared of her taking the path to the left. Charlotte looked at her map and took that exact path. Iruka wonders where Alan went. Charlotte looks around and can't discern where she is. Suddenly, several men approach her. Mayucha and Iruka are scared for Charlotte. Charlotte is now completely surrounded by the Mirror gang members. Mayucha and Iruka want to rush to Charlotte's aid, but they stop immediately when the gang welcomes her. They throw a pseudo-welcome party, and Grow introduces himself to Charlotte. All the gang members welcome her and Charlotte is surprised by this. Mayucha and Iruka can't make out what's going on. Alan suddenly comes back at that point. Iruka asks him where he has been. He tells her he went ahead and taught the gang members a lesson. He tells her he told them to treat Charlotte properly. Mayucha notices the gang members are beaten up. Charlotte asks them if they are fine. They are surprised she noticed they were injured. She presents the leader with a magic potion to heal their wounds. They are all moved to tears, and they bow to thank her for her kind gesture. Because of her kindness, they all vow to change their ways and live honest lives. Charlotte tells them they thank them enough. Alan praises Charlotte for earning the trust of the gang members. Ro asks her about her relationship with the Demon Lord. She asks him if they know Alan. They almost tell Charlotte what Alan did to them, but their leader stops them in time. Alan was ready to swing into action if they leaked the secret. Iruka tells him they were really threatened. He tells her he showed them his magic. Charlotte begins answering Gro's question with Alan looking at her from an alleyway in anticipation. She tells Gro how Alan took her in since she didn't have a home, so she concludes that he's her master. Alan is disappointed by her description of him. The gang members think she was threatened with submission. Gro thinks their relationship doesn't seem right. Alan is angry by their words, but he understands their point of view. He thinks she's too kind and modest for someone like him, who's known as the Demon King. Charlotte assures the gang members that Alan is a misunderstood gentleman. The gang members can't believe their ears. Charlotte tells them Alan also teaches her naughty things, but they get the wrong idea. Iruka and Mayacha are disappointed with her poor description, and Alan tells them he'll address it. Charlotte thanks the gang members for their time and takes her leave. Alan is grateful she wasn't harmed. Mayacha brings it to his attention that Charlotte is heading further into the dangerous district. Iruka tells him there are more dangerous squads in that area. With a coy smile on his face, Alan tells them there's nothing to worry about. Iruka hopes he won't be going ahead to pull that same stunt again. He tells her all he has to do is take control of the whole area. Iruka thinks he made a dumb decision. Alan goes through the district taking down different squads. Iruka and Mayacha do the same. They walk through the district easily, and eventually their brutality ends. They defeat all the gangs to ensure there's no threat to Charlotte. Iruka asks Alan if there's any need to watch over Charlotte now that they cleared out the district. Alan tells her she's on the right thought process, but he doesn't agree with her. She tells him Charlotte probably doesn't want him to know what she wants to buy. Alan is a bit hesitant regardless. Mayacha offers to watch over Charlotte alone. She tells Alan and Iruka to wait until Charlotte completes her shopping. Iruka thanks her. Alan and Iruka sit at a table, having some tea. Iruka asks him a question, but his mind is somewhere else. At that moment, Mayacha returns and tells them Charlotte has completed her shopping without a hitch. Alan commends her. He asks her if Charlotte will be alright since she's no longer watching over her. Mayacha tells him Charlotte came across one of her acquaintances, and she's safe with her. She tells him Charlotte and her friend will be coming towards them soon. Alan tries to ask her about what Charlotte bought secretly. Mayacha tells him she didn't want to see what she bought because she felt it would be rude. Iruka notices Charlotte and beacons her over. Charlotte is happy to see them all. She rushes over to them and they exchange pleasantries. The jewelry shop owner was the acquaintance escorting Charlotte. She commends Alan. Alan doesn't understand what she means. Charlotte tells him everyone in town was talking about him. She tells him he made them feel safe. He asks her how he did that. She tells him that he cleared out the gang members from the district. Iruka teases him for helping people without meaning to. The store owner thanks him on behalf of the townsfolk. Alan thinks life is strange because he gets thanks from other people for something he did just for Charlotte. He accepts her thanks modestly. She tells Alan he's a rare catch and commends Charlotte for taking him as her boyfriend. They are both embarrassed. Alan explains to the woman that they are not in a relationship. She wishes them good luck and walks away. Charlotte thanks her for accompanying her. Alan asks her how her shopping went. She tells him it went well. She produces what she bought, and both Mayacha and Iruka recognize them as goods from a new shop. She presents it to them as their present, and they are really happy. They are surprised Charlotte came all the way to town to get them a gift with her first paycheck. Charlotte tells them she's showing gratitude to them for being kind to her. They are both happy with the gifts. Alan is feeling left out and asks her if she has something for him. She tells Alan she couldn't find anything he would like. Alan tells her he would have loved any gift that came from her. She apologizes for not thinking things through. Alan tells her he didn't mean to blame her. She tells him she's always been on the receiving end of kindness and that she doesn't even know what he likes. She notices a part of his robes that's flayed and offers to mend it for a start. She tells him while she's at it, he should tell her everything he likes so she can get him a present next time. Alan agrees. He observes a weird feeling in his heart and vows to cherish every moment with Charlotte.